At the start of 2025, I made a decision that surprised even me. I chose to save almost all of my income. Not just 20% or 50%, but nearly 90%. This wasn't because I was trying to retire early or because I had some big financial goal. It was an experiment. I wanted to see what would happen if I stopped spending money on anything that wasn't truly important. It all started after I came across a few stories online, people living simply, saving hard, and finding more peace than ever before. I wondered, could that work for me? What would life look like if I changed my habits, my mindset, and the way I saw money? This is what I found out. Some lessons were expected, others were surprising, but all of them changed the way I live, and maybe they'll change how you see money too. Number 1. Designing a new money blueprint. Before 2025, I was like most people. I made good money, but I didn't really think about where it all went. I had bills, fun nights out, subscriptions I forgot about, and at the end of each month, there wasn't much left. I wasn't broke, but I wasn't building anything either. Then something clicked. I saw a video about people who live on just a small part of their income, not because they have to, but because they want more freedom. Around the same time, I read a book called Die with Zero, which said that money is just a tool, not a goal. That changed everything. I didn't want to follow a strict budget that felt like punishment. So I flipped the script. Instead of saving what was left over, I saved first, almost 90%, and lived on what remained. I used apps like Monarch to help, and even added a little AI bot to track my spending with daily messages. I wasn't trying to be cheap. I was creating a new plan, a blueprint for how I wanted to live. And the goal wasn't just saving money. It was building a life with purpose. Number 2. The psychology of extreme saving. At first, saving almost all my income felt like a challenge. I thought it would be hard, boring, or even stressful. But after the first few weeks, something strange happened. I actually felt calm. Without constant online shopping, takeout meals, or quick impulse buys, my mind felt quieter. I wasn't checking my bank app every few days. I wasn't feeling guilty after ordering something I didn't need. I had fewer choices to make and fewer things to think about. There's a psychology idea called the paradox of choice. When we have too many options, we feel overwhelmed. That's how I used to feel every day. But saving changed that. With fewer choices, I felt lighter. I even found a new kind of happiness, the joy of not buying. Every time I said no to something I didn't need, I felt proud and in control. That small win gave me more joy than a new gadget ever did. I also took a short break from Instagram and TikTok. At first, I felt out of the loop, but after a few days, I stopped comparing my life to others. I started feeling more grateful for what I already had. Saving money didn't just change my bank account. It changed my brain. I wasn't just spending less. I was thinking clearer, sleeping better, and feeling more at peace. That's when I realized saving is more than numbers. It's a mindset. Number 3. Redefining rich in the age of AI side hustles. While I was saving most of my income from my job, I also started looking for ways to make money on the side, but without burning myself out. That's when I discovered something new: AI side hustles. In 2025, there are tools that makes it easier than ever to create and sell digital products. I didn't need to be a tech expert. I just needed an idea and a few hours. I created a few simple things: digital planners, goal-setting journals, and budget templates, and sold them on a site called Gumroad. I used AI to write the content and design the layout. This taught me something big. Being rich today isn't just about earning a high salary. It's about creating income streams that don't steal your time. Instead of trading hours for money, I learned how to use tools that work while I sleep. I also used some of the extra income to invest in index funds like VOO, and even in fractional real estate through a platform called Arrived Homes. In the past, being rich meant owning big things. Now it means having freedom, time freedom, location freedom, and creative freedom. You don't need a huge audience or special skills. You just need to be curious, willing to learn, and okay with starting small. For me, saving money was powerful, but building side income with AI? That was life-changing. I wasn't just saving more. I was becoming someone new, a quiet builder of wealth. Number 4. The hidden social cost of saving aggressively. One thing I didn't expect when I started saving most of my income was how it would affect my social life. At first, it was awkward. Friends would invite me out for dinner, weekend trips, or concerts, and I had to say no more often than before. Sometimes I felt left out. Sometimes I felt guilty. I worried my friends would think I was cheap or boring. But I reminded myself, I wasn't saying no to them. I was saying yes to my bigger goals. Eventually, I decided to be honest. I told my close friends exactly what I was doing, saving 90% of my income for a personal challenge. I was surprised by their response. Most of them respected it. A few even started their own versions of the challenge. I also found new ways to connect. Walks in the park, cooking together at home. It wasn't about money. It was about time and intention. What I learned is this: saving money can feel lonely if you hide it. But when you share your journey openly, it can actually bring you closer to people who really get it. Money goals should never cost you true connection. Number 5. Money, time, and the myth of the busy life. When I stopped spending money on things I didn't need, something unexpected happened. I got my time back. Before this challenge, my days were packed. I felt busy all the time. But looking closer, I realized I was filling my time with shopping, scrolling, ordering food, and planning the next thing to buy or do. I wasn't busy. I was distracted. With less spending, I had fewer errands, fewer returns, fewer deliveries to track. Suddenly, I had space in my day. At first, it felt weird. I didn't know what to do with that extra time. But slowly, I started using it for simple things. Walking, reading, writing, cooking, just thinking. I learned about a term called time affluence. It means feeling like you have enough time, not just enough money. Studies show people who feel time-rich are happier and less stressed. I was starting to feel that too. Most of us are not just overspending money, we're overspending time on things that don't matter. This saving challenge didn't just give me more money in the bank. It gave me time to live more slowly, more fully, and more on purpose. And that felt richer than anything I could buy. Number 6. Why traditional financial advice is obsolete in 2025. When I started this saving journey, I looked up advice online. Most of it sounded the same. Use the 50 hours, 30 minutes, and 20 seconds rule. Cut out your daily coffee. Make a budget and stick to it. But in 2025, this advice just doesn't work for many people, including me. For example, the 50 hours, 30 minutes, and 20 seconds rule says you should spend 50% of your money on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% on savings. But in my city, rent alone takes up almost 45% of most people's income. That rule feels outdated when prices are rising so fast. Also, skipping lattes won't change your life. I realized my real problem wasn't coffee. It was comparison spending. I was spending to keep up with others on social media, not because I actually wanted those things. So, I tried something different. I tracked how each purchase made me feel, not just how much it cost. I rated my top 5 expenses every week. Was it worth it? Did it bring me joy or stress? This emotional check-in helped me spend more wisely than any budget ever could. I also learned a powerful idea. Wealth is what you don't see. It's not the car or clothes. It's the money saved, the peace of mind, and the freedom to choose. So, financial advice needs to change. It should focus less on rules and more on habits, emotions, and what truly matters to you. After saving almost all my income for a year, I learned a lot about what works and what doesn't. Here's what I'll keep. Automatic savings. I love not having to think about it. It just happens. Emotional spending check-ins. I'll keep asking, does this really add value to my life? Simple living. I don't miss shopping or eating out as much as I thought I would. Here's what I'll ditch. Extreme frugality. Skipping every fun thing wasn't healthy. I want balance. Guilt around spending. Some things are worth the money, especially for health, learning, or time with loved ones. This experiment helped me design a better way to live. I don't need to save 90% forever, but I now know what truly matters and what doesn't. That knowledge is worth more than any paycheck. After a year of saving almost all my income, I expected to have more money. And I did. But the biggest change wasn't in my bank account. It was in me. If you're curious, try saving more than usual for just 30 days. Not to punish yourself, but to see differently. You might find what I did. The richest thing you can do is stop trying to look rich and start living rich instead. Now, if you want to learn how to achieve financial success, then watch this video next. If you made it to this point in the video, Please like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.